Hello, hello, welcome to the Circle of Fame. And today we have panel discussion number 7. And the topic of this panel discussion is the power of mastermind.
So the laws of the universe play a fundamental role, in a mastermind. In the question, we talked about, law of vibration, law of attraction, and law of creation. If we start with the law of vibration, and it's about the energy of the thought. And Neville Goddard, he said that imagination is the starting point of all creation, and that really our emotions give our creative power. So the stronger we feel, the higher the vibration will be. And the great thing in a mastermind is that each individual arrives already with a certain vibration. But when the vibrations go together, it brings them to a higher level.
The first business that I started was in my early 20s. And this business idea at that time for me was to deliver shopping to people's homes, because at that time, the big shopping centers like Tesco's, for example, they didn't have that service. And I found that there will be people who will need this service, especially people who are a little bit like immobile, people with some health issues and difficulties. So at that point, I had the idea, but I didn't have any business background or literally anything in that space. The concept was there, the idea was there, but for some reason that business didn't work out for me. And I think the main reason was that I didn't have anybody behind me, anybody who would support me, anybody who could guide me. And I certainly didn't have any kind of mastermind group in my life at that time. So the big lesson for me from that experience was that do not go into business without any preparation and without any support.
Let's talk about laws of mind and the universe. The easiest example I can give you, I will definitely encourage you to go and watch The Secret or read the book. This is what I will say changed my perspective about life. So The Secret, every single time when I watch that movie, I feel like I get different things out of it. So yes, whatever we have in our life at the moment, we attracted, we manifested that subconsciously or consciously. Whatever you want, moving forward, you can manifest that as well, because the law of attraction is telling us whatever you want, you need to start doing in a way. You just have to think about it, feel it, fake it until you make it in a way.
All right, great. Well, I'm not a scientist, but I have worked with a lot of human beings, and the contrast would be, when somebody is being negative and someone is being controversial and basically pulling the energy out of the space or out of the conversation. You walk in the room, or they walk in the room, and you feel that, right? When if you're in a mastermind, where people are in the mastermind to discover something new, to work out a solution to something they're dealing with or that somebody else is dealing with, then the energy is positive. The energy is focused. The energy is coming together to resonate at a frequency where we're up to something and we're looking together. And, when you put two minds together, you get three. So that collective energy really does support the power, what people talk about, the power of a mastermind. Well, it is the power of great minds coming together, connected with a common objective.
So mastermind is the group of people where everyone comes to hear the perception of other people. For example, you have the problem or you have the challenge, you're not sure what to do, like how to make your decision, and you need somebody's other brains, yes, to give you different perspectives. And so when we come in mastermind with that idea that it is the place, the space where everyone is vulnerable, everyone shares what help he needs. Yeah, we come with two purposes. Yes, everyone comes with to share and receive other perceptions, and another is to help other people who came with the same goal. Yes, to learn something, to get idea. So here the discipline, what is this or rules of mastermind, is that everyone comes not in order to get something. Yes, everyone comes in order to give.
When we come to a room like this, if we're a little bit humble, then we can become vulnerable. And when we become vulnerable, we're able to receive the message. For so many years, I isolated and didn't allow people to come into my life. Now I join many a group. Although this is like the first mastermind, I'm really like blown away. Where's this been all my life? First of all, because I'm getting so much out of it already. But I look at life straight ahead and I try to expand my vision, my peripheral vision, and I can't see what's happening over here. But when I join a group like this, it seems like you guys can see the whole Tony. You know, you can see the whole me. Like I can't see me.
I think something that's important when thinking about limiting beliefs is that when we are born, we aren't born with limiting beliefs. Those are almost always something that are taught to us or something that are modeled to us early in our development that we internalize really strongly. And so I think when it comes to mastermind groups, sometimes what helps us is when other people are able to see and voice what we're doing well and what they feel inspired by in us or what they notice in us, because it's hard for us to see that in ourselves sometimes. And so when someone else is able to notice that you're achieving success in a certain area or that you have a specific aptitude for a specific area as you move your business forward, there's something that's very empowering about that. And I think when it comes to dissolving limiting beliefs, there's also nothing more empowering than understanding where your limiting beliefs come from and learning that they aren't from you, and you get to take agency over what you believe to be true about yourself and identify what you believe to be true about yourself. Because generally speaking, that's the stuff that I think moves us and propels us forward.
In the interest of time, because we're over time, I'll make it really quick for us. Okay. First of all, you need to know exactly what you want. If you don't have a crystal clear vision, you're just playing business. You're not building one. Secondly, you need to hang around with people who talk about execution, not excuses. If you don't take action, nothing's going to happen. Thirdly, you need to make decisions quickly. Don't sit around thinking about it because nothing's going to happen. And finally, you need to implement as quickly as you can, because if you don't, you're just going to be a dreamer, not a wealthy person that you want to be.
I'm going to piggyback on that. Please let me. From a practical standpoint, all the time, the simple question to somebody, picture what you love doing when you're thriving. Just picture what it looks like when you're thriving. The power that we've been given in our own imaginations is remarkable. So let's say they do that. Oh, yeah. And they describe it. When you say to them, and they're at a certain frequency, when you say to them, okay, what's the next level of thrive? Your imagination does it again. And that's in us. That's, So from a practical standpoint, I watched that law of frequency happen in an instant when someone allows themselves to use the power of their imagination. We have so much power in us, and we limit it. Anyway, had to say that.
Yes, I concur with Rich on that point, and particularly once you have that awareness, which you can get from a mastermind, then you can recognize that you may have limiting beliefs of your own. And by focusing on them, you can actually change the way that you think and eradicate those limiting beliefs. And I've certainly done that working in this group with Elena. So I totally concur with what Rich has said. And Mastermind's very powerful in that regard, raising awareness and enable you to focus on the way that other people look at problems and to be able to see that you can also look at those problems in the same way, that you don't necessarily have to have a limiting belief. It's just the way that you have been thinking that has led you to that conclusion. So, yeah, that's my addition to what Rich has said, but totally agree with Rich.
Men take on the nature and the habits and the power of thought of those with whom they associate in a spirit of sympathy and harmony. When it comes to mastermind, we have to make sure that this is a powerful group. When we spend time together, everyone wins, and we also can give. Everyone comes to give, not just to take.